Dr. Shelly Kaplar is the owner of Vitality Optimizer and the creator of the Kaplar Method, and she joins me in studio tonight. Always good to see you.
Good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. I want to kind of dive into this topic because you've been on the show before, but talk about how you are able to really help your clients stop the systematic cycle of chronic pain.
That's always an interesting question. It's hard to describe as like a point A to point B to point C with being medically intuitive to be able to see what isn't working in the body.
Right.
So, there's times where I've been working with patients and their pituitary gland, which is at the base of the head, hasn't been working very well. And with their symptoms, it'll look, I've seen it look a little bit like a raisin. So it's dehydrated looking and it just needs help. When we're talking with autoimmune disorders, all autoimmune disorders stem from Epstein-Barr virus. And the most common virus is mono, and mostly everybody has had mono. But when we're working with that one, there are 3 cellular components that will start this repetitive loop of creating unhealthy cells. So when we're looking at treatment protocols in the Western medicine world, the treatment will work for a while, then they'll go into remission, and then something will happen, and all of a sudden they're having a flare-up within their autoimmune disorder. That's when they'll evaluate and readjust medications, and then nothing seems to really work. And then it's that kind of like zigzag, and let's see what spaghetti's going to stick to the wall for a medication as to what's going to work. So with what I do, I'm able to stop that and put the proverbial pause on the body. So then those cells start creating healthy cells. And then as they get into that repetitive motion of like, oh, this is what we're supposed to be doing, then that's when patients are seeing that turnaround of increased energy and sleep patterns improving and disease processes go away.
And all of that.
Yeah.
And so does it help your clients get off of medication? Because I know often, and I want to be very clear, I respect the medical industry, but often it's like they treat the symptom, not the problem. So are you helping your clients in a lot of cases get off of medication?
Yes. There have been a lot of times where clients have been on anywhere from, 8 to double-digit medications, and then they're dropping, 3 to 5 medications, and then we slowly see them decrease along as their body gets better.
That's awesome.
It is. It's quite exciting.
Great. Yeah. And the process of finding the root cause of the pain, and I know every case is different because the body is such an amazing thing, but is that something you can typically do within the first visit, or does it usually take a few visits before you can really get down to what's causing their pain?
Usually it's within the first to second visit because what happens, especially when somebody's been sick for 10, 20, 30 years, then everything in the body is so excited that it's going to get attention that everybody's jumping up and down for, vying for that first spot and top position to get noticed within the body. And as everything starts to find their order and how it's going to start repairing itself, then that's when you'll find something and be like, oh, well, I didn't notice this the first time because everybody else was being too loud. So.
That's it. When you said that, I had this visualization of a nonprofit who finally gets funding, and then every department wants the money, right? I want to put your website up for those who are watching the BizTV tonight. There it is. You can go to it. VitalityOptimizer.com is the link. You've really given a voice to so many people who've been ignored. That has to feel good.
It is, because when I see patients, it's usually they've tried everything and they've just heard, so many different statements from their Western medicine physicians that they've been seeing and trying to get answers from it's like, this is all in your head, or we can't find anything wrong with you because it's not showing up on our scale. And that is absolutely frustrating, where you then question yourself. It's just like, well, maybe I am making this up, when really you're not. It's just that it's not testable it doesn't register on the Western medicine scale.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm wondering, of course, protect the innocent here, but I'd love to hear a success story where you've had someone who's come to you who's been in that situation, and where they're at now.
This is somebody that I worked on. She was a friend of mine. She had lupus. We've lost touch, so I don't really know where she's been, but I worked on her every week, twice a week, because of where she was on the severity of just her symptoms and everything, migraines and not sleeping. And she would go see her liver doctor every 3 months. And I'm like, look, they're not going to see any changes right away. This is going to take time. And then slowly they're going to notice changes in your numbers. And sure enough, she said, I went to my doctor today, and they're like, what are you doing different? She's like, I tried to tell them what you did. And they're like, well, whatever you're doing, it's working, because your liver numbers are improving. Your liver's getting healthier.
That's awesome.
And she's like, you literally saved my life.
Yeah.
So that's powerful.
That is very powerful. And I always think about it, we talk about the complexity of the body. There's no brain, there's no computer that can match the human brain. I think artificial intelligence is getting better, but it's nowhere near the human brain. And in a way, you kind of, if I can use this, you kind of help reprogram the way the brain works sometimes, right?
Absolutely. And the human body is absolutely amazing. You give it the right tools, it literally has the ability to heal itself. AI will be able to mimic some things, but it's not going to, mimic and be able to replicate how amazing our body is on its own.
Why would we be surprised when we see that in other ways in nature, right?
Right.
Nature heals itself.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't the body do it as well? So what does the new year look like for you?
Ooh, the new year looks like for me is I'm going to be launching a podcast and completing my shamanic training journey. So I'm excited about that.
So you're ready for the new year, huh?
I am.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming in and sharing with us again. And again, for you at home, the website is vitalityoptimizer.com. If you or somebody you know has been dealing with chronic pain and you keep getting told it's all in your head and you've tried everything, what does it hurt to reach out and try something new? Again, that website is vitalityoptimizer.com. Stick around. You are watching Create, Build, and Manage Daily right here on BizTV.